I don't really want to work for anyone.
Choose Bitcoin and hustle.
To make $200 in a day, that's good money.
Absolutely.
What is up? All right. I couldn't hear the intro, but I know you guys did. So, what is up? Welcome. Another Saturday night. Bad Boys of Reselling. Fatman The Flipper, your friendly neighborhood fat man. Soon to be that man, the flipper, eventually, one day. Keep watching. Welcome to our show. If you're new here, this is a show for resellers, dumpster divers, Wall Street people, just all around entrepreneurs and collectors, just anybody what do you call it? Storage, abandoned storage unit buyers. This is anybody who's in business when it comes to reselling, or just arbitrage all around, meaning you buy something, then you resell it, or you sell it for a higher price and make money. So if that's you, welcome. And if not, listen, because it might spark your interest, because we got a good story right now, an exciting story. We have a pair of amazing guests with an awesome, inspirational story, exciting story. They're brand new resellers, and they've been at it for about 4 months, and they've been killing it. Before we get to them, I'm going to have Oscar say what's up, introduce yourself, and then we'll get to our guests.
What's up, everybody? I'm Oscar, El Cubanazo. I am a number of the things that Alex mentioned, including collector. But I'm especially excited to have our two guests on the show with us tonight. I know that they have an amazing story they're going to share with everyone. And I also want to say that I'm happy to have all of you guys that we've been waiting in the chat for us to come on. I know that we're going to have a good show, and I'm excited to get into it.
So with that being said, why don't you guys introduce yourselves, say what's up to the people that are watching, and we'll get this show started.
All right.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
I'm Pedro. We're also Bonnie and Clyde of Reselling, I guess.
I dubbed you guys that. That's what I call you guys. So basically this is what it is. Pedro's actually my cousin. For those of you who have watched some of my videos in the past and you watch it all the way to the end, and there's two people that sing at the end, you know, the opera Fatman, that's them right there. That's actually them. And I'm excited.
I learned it all from Alex. I learned it all from him.
Yeah, you did. I mean, we've been singing together since we were kids, bro. But yeah, I'm excited to have you guys on because I'm actually in Georgia right now. I'm at their house. They're in a separate room.
Where in Georgia are you?
Georgia.
Georgia above Atlanta.
Spelled the dirty way.
Yeah, that's where they're at. So, like, let's say what's up to some of these people in the chat, man. I see there's people in the chat, and I'm gonna make a couple announcements. I think I have a few things I wanted to mention, but we have James Storage Scavengers here. We have
it's his YouTube birthday today, so happy birthday to YouTube. No, happy birthday to James Storage Scavenger on YouTube.
His birthday, like since he's been on YouTube or since he started YouTube?
Yeah. His YouTube
awesome,
birthday.
Man. Congratulations. We have Miranda the Rehomer. What's up? We got Betty Webb. How you doing? We got Denise. We have Danny May's Adventures. What's up, Danny? We have She Sells by Sue. Sue, how are you? Swamp Picker. Yes, Sue, we have to meet for coffee. You know we're gonna meet for coffee. What's up, Glenn? We got Glenn in the house. We got Queen Cleopatra. Cajun Roots Reseller had emailed me and asked me, well, he's gonna be doing a benefit auction for Queen Cleopatra and her husband. Queen, if you know what day that is, let me find it. I'll find it. But if you know what day that is, and if you could share the link, that would be awesome. But it is, I'll tell you right now. Where is it? It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. Event next week. So it's next week sometime. Um, yeah. So follow Cajun Roots Reseller, and if someone can find his link and put it in the chat, so you guys go check it out. That'd be really cool. So it's gonna be a little benefit action. You know how we get together and we help people, man. That's what it's all about, and that's what we're doing. We have Alma G in the house. What's up, moms? What an amazing panel. Definitely some of my favorites on this earth. And we got Douglas. I see Douglas is here. We got CDL Picker and a bunch of beautiful people that I love so very much. And we got Show Me Pickers. And he says he's first. So we'll give it to him. So let's talk, man. Hey, I remember when I first started, right? And I think this show's awesome. This show's going to be awesome because I remember when I first started reselling and really got into it and really felt that fire, you know, when you first feel it and you go and you find stuff and it's just real exciting. And when you and being able to, you know, help you guys, you know, do your thing and learn and all that stuff has been fun for me because you guys remind me of the excitement I felt, you know. So, because I remember I used to tell you all the time, bro, you should sell on Amazon, sell on Amazon, look at this, look at that, you know, sell on eBay, sell everything. I was telling you sell everything, right? So, you know, but you guys got your lives, you know, you got your own thing, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you give a little context as to, you know, what you guys do for a living and, you know, how COVID-19 kind of messed things up and all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Okay, so yeah, we're opera singers by trade. That's actually how we met. We first met about 4 years ago doing a production of Romeo and Juliet, actually.
Cheesy,
I know. And so we have been teachers of opera and singers of opera, you know, all around the country, together and separately for years and years. And now we're both also professors part-time at a university. Pedro is a voice teacher there, and I direct the undergraduate opera productions there. And so, you know, we've had really very successful careers in music and have been able to, you know, make our own living that way for some time now, each of us, for about the past 10 years or so. And so when COVID-19 hit and we were no longer able to perform, you know, one by one, we just saw our performing gigs just get canceled.
Yeah, normally during the summer, we have like summer camps that we'll teach at. We have private students that we teach and
recitals,
concerts, all kinds of performances, just all over. And COVID was like, nope, none of that stuff is going to happen. So we were like, okay, shit, like, what are we going to do? So for like the first month, we were like, oh my God, what is this? We have free time and all this stuff. But then, you know, we were finishing up at the university and we actually were in New York performing like a couple weeks before COVID shut everything down.
Yeah, we were so lucky. We had a duet concert together at Carnegie Hall in February near Valentine's Day. And it was basically a lot of operatic love duets and also some duets from some musicals. And we were really lucky. We had like that really big performance right before.
And then 3 weeks later, like
everything shut
nothing.
down.
So for about the first month, we still had the university teaching, that income and all that. So we're like, oh, cool, free time. Like we don't have to learn new music and worry about that. So we were just like, all right, let's go walk on some paths and like enjoy life a little bit.
Bike.
But then I'm like, oh shit, like this is gonna last longer than a month, and summer's coming. So I'm like, what are we gonna do? And then I see Fatman The Flipper on Instagram, and he's like posting stuff, and I'm like, whoa, like he's doing really good.
Is happening.
He had mentioned reselling to me a lot, and I was like, you know, we don't have free time, we don't have the time to get into it, and it's a lot. So So he hooked us up, and just gave us one bolo to start, and then we were like, all right. So we just started going everywhere,
full force. I mean, we
just everywhere looking for that one.
Yeah, we had nothing else going on, and so it was a blast. We were getting up early in the morning and filling up our coffee mugs, filling the car up with gas, and just driving all over the state. And I remember one day we went to 36 Family Dollars in one day, which got a little crazy. By the end of the day, you're like,
Wow.
What city are we in?
Where am I?
Yeah, are we a person? Are we alive? Yeah. So,
And we never wanted to go to Family Dollar again.
Never again. But we did, of course.
We did.
But yeah, I mean, it was 0 to 60 because of these bolos. There were a few. One bolo turned into like 3 or 4 big summer and COVID related products, right? And so we were, knocking the doors down of the Walmarts in the mornings and just sourcing all day long. And it was crazy. One of the most exciting days for us was, I'll never forget, there was one bolo where we walked into the Walmart and turned the corner, and it was just a wall of that item. And we were like, hi, and we called Alex.
What do we do? Yeah,
look at this.
What do we do? What's going on? He's like,
buy
get it all.
So
I want to point out, because it's interesting. You guys said 36. I just did quick math here, right? So out of 8 hours, right? So if let's say 8 hours, it probably took you a little bit more, but so let's just say 8 hours. That gives you 13 minutes at each Family Dollar throughout 8 hours in one day. It's probably close to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, but man, that's
right. We have a lot of Family Dollars in our state, like just crazy.
Oh yeah.
In Georgia,
they get in pockets, and there's like 5 within like a 15-minute radius. So we just like go. And being 2 of us, it's advantageous because we just like, I'm like, you go check that part, I'm gonna check this part. We split up, nothing. Okay, good.
Yeah, we planned the routes, where we'd see Family Dollars on our map and just make a circle. Like
we got Walmart down to where we could be in Walmart in and out in like 15-20 minutes
with like 5 or 6 items we were both splitting up to look for.
Yeah,
you go to this section, you go to this section, and I mean, it was a blast. And I mean, honestly, we got crazy hooked because all of a sudden, like Oscar was talking about earlier, you can't deny the data. Like once we started selling and then selling out and then selling out and selling out. I mean, let's go get some more. Let's go get more. I mean, we went from like our little side of our house that we keep our inventory. It's like our little warehouse in our house right now.
Now it is.
It would go from
before it was like just dump everything in the middle of the house and go find more.
Yeah, we organized eventually.
Deal with it later.
Yeah, but I mean, it was one of those things where I'd be like, wow, we have a lot of inventory. And then 2 days later, I'm like, we don't have any inventory. We have to go. And so it was just this constant. And of course, Alex was mentoring us every step of the way, giving us so many tips and help.
Like
and
getting on StreamYard and showing me how to like make boxes. Because I was like, what? Like make boxes? And Frankenboxing and him being like, you might want to get a ruler or whatever. I just freehand. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that. Now I'm like, who needs a ruler, right? It's just like straight line, cut, good, fold, keep going. You're good.
And yeah, that's another thing. We both developed. We're very different in terms of our brains and the way we process things. And he's very kinesthetic, very like, he can visualize boxes and create. I can't, so we each developed our own skill sets where he's doing the Frankenboxing, but I'm keeping up with the receipts and making spreadsheets, and he's doing all of the of course heavy lifting and things, and I'm packaging the smaller products usually. But it's been so much fun, and yeah, Alex picking up the phone at all hours of the day to help us if we didn't know what we were doing but yeah, another crazy day since it went so quickly and since we jumped in so wholeheartedly because we literally had nothing else going on with our jobs being canceled from COVID. We had no reason not to just run as full-heartedly at this as we do anything else. And that's kind of who we are anyway. In our own careers, we're both like really dedicated, really wholehearted, and we don't do like rest well, right? So we just put the energy we normally put into our performing, into our singing, into our teaching of singing, into this. And honestly, it was really cool because I've always only identified myself as a performer, as an artist, and instead being able to like work with my hands, like something super concrete and not as abstract as what we do for a living, has been really healing and wonderful, actually, to just take a step away from what I identify myself with most and just try something completely brand new. And so it's been really fun. And I mean, you can't argue when our profits were rising and our bank accounts were filling, and you can't, I mean, that's just an incredible feeling to know that like we put in every, yeah. And we did that, like that's just such a cool feeling.
And it took time. Like at first it was like, I had this much in my account from teaching at the university and whatever. So I was like, invest, and there goes the account. Ooh, it's like, woo, and then I'm like, oh shit, like we got to watch out. But then, cha-ching, 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 start making the sales. And then you're like, all right, let's go find more. And then, okay, here we go. And you're like, when is rent due? Like what day of the month is it? Like start planning that out. And then, after a while, it just kept kind of building to where it no longer became like, do we have enough to pay rent or anymore?
We didn't even have to think about it.
It was like, all right, now we don't need to worry. If we know something's hot, we're going to go get it and just get as much as we can.
And just trusting Alex, trusting Oscar, trusting the process. Like when Alex would call us and be like, Bolo, we're like, tell us, let's go, and one Bolo turned into like 7 or 8. We even started finding some Bolos, which was cool. Some products that were like adjacent to the Bolos we knew about, usually in like the same category of product, but something different. It was just, it's been so much fun. One of the days, another really landmark day for us was when we had to fill like 60 Amazon orders overnight. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, there was some hard evenings. There were some spats, some arguments, some exhaustion, like
up until 4 o'clock, figuring out how to make a box for a new product and being like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Or just like finish this before 3 for the end of day form. Yeah. Like we gotta do it, we gotta finish, and just push. So
because I remember like when you guys jumped in, like I always, since I started this channel, I always talked about jumping in the pool, facing your fears, having no excuse, just do it, just go, right? And you guys really did that. And it was almost like you were supercharged because it happened in a moment where, I started learning a lot of new things and I was basically right there by you, and I was able to help you out. But I remember you guys went so fast that there was a lot of things going on. And one of the things I remember the most was the padded flat rate dilemma. Right?
Oof. Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
You didn't know what a shipping box was. You didn't know what regional A was, regional B. Nothing. You didn't know about the 70-pound limit on flat rate boxes. You didn't know nothing. And, you started learning those things, but hunting down those padded flat rates, and then you finally got your shipment. But that whole thing.
So what happened is there was one item that we were selling, well, 2 kinds of items that we were selling more than anything that fit in padded flat rates. And so our post office was out of them always.
At least they said they were.
They said they were, right? The United States Postal Service website was down for a while when we were trying to order them. And
they wouldn't even let us create an account.
They wouldn't let us create an account because the USPS was saturated, right? During the height of all this quarantine. And so we couldn't find any padded flat rates anywhere. I mean, we went to this little gas station USPS and just would be like begging for them.
We would take turns. I'd be like, you go in.
Yeah, you go in. You go in.
We'll come back an hour later. I'll go in and we'll ask them.
So when we didn't have padded flat rate for a while, Pedro was making individual small Franken boxes for these items. And it was just exhausting and so much time. So many sleepless nights, or nights where we were packing until 3. We'd go to bed for 4 hours because we knew we needed to be up at 6 to go to this Walmart an hour away, because we knew that there was supposedly maybe on Brickseek some inventory that we wanted. And so, I mean, just pretty punishing hours for a while there, but we always knew it was worth it, and just when we'd get to the point where we were like, almost feeling like we were going crazy with it. There'd be some exciting boost in something, you know, or something would happen. It would make us more motivated to keep going. So
yeah, like one thing is it's we talk about it on the show a lot, right? And hustle is a word that everybody is using, and grind and all that stuff. But the truth is, you know, you guys could have taken days off. You guys could have, you know, and you did. There were times where you were like, okay, we're gonna do what we want. And that was the beautiful part, is that you were able to do what you want, but you chose to go, you know, keep going and get more stuff. Go to Walmart's, go here.
I mean,
go
yeah,
there.
we didn't change our handling times. It was always one business day. Like we were, you know, now that we're back at school teaching, we're slowing down a little. We've changed our handling times during the week while we're working, but like,
And then weekends,
you know,
we put it back up to just one day.
And you know, yeah, exactly.
Get that fast and free label on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys got your own eBay thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the Amazon thing is where we work together. You know,
we're one of his distribution centers. Yeah.
Now I got a question. If you want, you don't have to answer it, but I can't really remember for sure. But Pedro, when you first started, right? How much did you have to start with your investment? Just if you could be honest, because I think
like in my account.
Yeah.
It was probably around 3,000.
So you had $3,000 to start.
Right.
Like in our
I think so.
life.
Yeah,
So,
and we probably had between the two of us, like, I don't know, like $16,000 that we were gonna make because of teaching at camps, teaching students, teaching all that just all of a sudden like disappeared.
Yeah.
So it was like that 3,000. We were like, we don't know how else we're gonna make anything. So it was like, okay.
Yeah, you got your rent, you got food, you got gas, you got all these expenses that you already had, you know, a steady income for, you know, you had something that you knew, okay, I can cover my expenses, and that got stopped. But you did have $3,000 that you could have been the ones that say, okay, I'm just going, you know, this is what we got. No, I don't know. It's too risky, you know, and it is a gamble. But the fact that you had $3,000, that's a lot.
I think we're having problems. Just give us a minute and get back up.
Are we back up? Oh,
yep. You guys are back up. Now waiting for
Oh, Alex.
All right. Alex will be back in a minute. It's on his StreamYard.
All right.
I was the only one that wasn't frozen.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, we're back.
Is Alex there?
Yeah.
Hi.
There you go. What's up? All right, so we're back. I don't think we lost anybody. I'm not sure. It says 32 people in this thing. But basically what I was saying, if y'all can hear me, we're good?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. So basically what I was saying is, you know, yeah, you could start with nothing, but it's good that you had something to invest. And the reason you did it was because it was like guaranteed. You know, you saw it happen. You know
we
what I'm
saw
saying?
We saw it working for you. One of those people that like, oh, back. Okay.
Are we back?
Well,
yeah.
So, like, the beautiful thing. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. the beautiful thing is like, yeah, we had a little bit to invest, and we still had to be like, pick and choose. But obviously, like with your help, it was like a little bit easier to trust. But at the end of the day, the beautiful thing about reselling, yeah, it's an investment, but we can go return the stuff.
It's risk free if you're doing arbitrage from.
So you put the money in, and if you get in a bind, go return the stuff. Like just keep track. We're keeping track of receipts, like. And there was some stuff that we bought that we were like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have bought that. So then like we go return it,
or we overbought,
get the money back, and then put it into something that we know that's selling. But that's a beautiful thing. You're like, let's spend a little bit on this. Let's see if it sells, and if it doesn't, then we're like, return it, and let's go buy this other thing that we bought also that is selling. And then that way it's almost like a risk-free investment because of that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you get in a bind, return it. Or if this item is a lot hotter than this one, return that one.
Go buy the other.
Go buy the rest of the other.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. We did that for a long time. But I was gonna say before we froze up, like if we were just somebody that looked into this via a YouTube ad pop up about reselling and we didn't have like a personal connection to reselling like Alex, I don't know if we would have gotten into it as quickly because we saw it working.
We definitely would.
We saw it working in Alex's life. We saw concrete, proof that this can work from family, right? And so because of that, it was a lot easier to trust the process, and also to have such a great mentor and cheerleader too. But yeah,
he's a beautiful cheerleader.
He is.
Oh, yeah. Sexy cheerleader. Sexy cheerleader.
And I mean, it's been cool to know that we can adapt. Like all of us have been having to adapt in this pandemic. We learned that we can adapt, that we can make a living, that we can take care of ourselves, because it would have been a really slim summer. We would have barely been able to handle the financial bills and things without it. I mean, just barely.
Yeah, we would have had to go get a job at Target or something.
Yeah, and we were talking about it. We were like, okay, we're going to go work at Publix. Is this what we're going to do? Are we going to go work at Big Lots? Like, we were just going to go get some random essential worker job this summer to figure it out. But instead, we got to create our own hours, do it together, and not be alone, and make by the hour a lot more money than in some sort of minimum wage situation. So
yeah,
it's been amazing.
And we're like, with what we do, we were already used to that lifestyle of like create your own schedule, kind of choose what you do, and so keeping that freedom instead of going to get a job like 40 hours a week at Target or whatever. We were able to keep the freedom to make our own schedule. Of course, the schedule was like 24/7 for a while till we got the hang of it, because there was so much to learn.
Oh my God.
But it's way better because like both of us are not people that like to go do like the same mundane task, day after day and just do the same thing. Is boring. And that's a beautiful thing about reselling is it's always changing. It's like time of year, it's going to change what's going to sell, what you're going to invest in.
Yeah.
And then it's also like doing that kind of research, just like looking to see what people are interested in and
taking some guesses too, and I mean, we're entrepreneurial naturally, right? Because of what we do. And as opera singers, we have to like apply for jobs and submit recordings, and then even sometimes go live to an audition. Then we have to travel to the place where we have the gig, live, usually in some donor's, basement or attic or a hotel.
But we can't return that to the store. So that's a little scary.
So we have to, we've always been adaptable, people naturally. So this does fit the way that we live in a way that makes a lot of sense to us. I can see how it can be a lot scarier for someone jumping out of something like a 9-to-5 and going into reselling full time. I can see how that would be a lot scarier than for people like us, where that's pretty natural.
Yeah,
because we're considered private contractors in all of our jobs. That's what we are. So it makes a lot of natural sense to us.
But I mean, there's money to be made. If people get laid off or lose their job, if you hustle, if you work hard, if you do the research, if you figure it out, if you listen to you guys, you know, there's money to be made out there. So just like go for it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I mean it's important that everyone understands that. I mean, you can have luck on products, but it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of dedication. You know, if there's any, I know that the majority of our viewers are seasoned resellers. We've been doing this for, you know, a certain amount of time. But if there's anybody new that could be watching or watching this later on, it does take work just like anything else. You know, you have to scale your business up. You know, you can start with a small investment. In the case that you guys had, you had $3,000 you had to invest and buy products. Maybe other people don't have that that kind of money set aside that they're able to invest. But there's other ways to do it. You know, garage sales, you know, things like that. You can find something for $1 and then scale your business up. But the point is that it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of dedication. When you're having sales, in the case of you guys, you know, you guys had those 60 something sales that you guys were packing shipments to the middle of the night. It does take a lot of work. It is a lot of work waking up, you know, making sure that you're hitting 36 family dollars every 13 minutes because you're chasing that one item or those 2 items or those 7 items, you know, that are consistent sellers. That does take work. Because I remember, I mean, I did Dollar General and Family Dollar in a tri-county area down here, West Palm Beach, Broward County, and Dade County. And I mean, by the end of the day, let's say since the morning until late afternoon, my shirt was soaked in sweat. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Really hustling. And down here in Miami, it's really hot. So it does take effort, you know, it does take, you know, and driving gets tiring too, you know. All day driving, you know, so it does take a lot of work, but you know, you're able to see the fruits of that effort put into at the end of the day.
Yeah. And if you don't have a lot to invest, you know, Pedro last year did some selling on eBay with video games that were, you know, his own. And we actually still have a lot of those to clean and test and put out there, you know, but yeah, I mean, even just selling some things around your home to make some revenue to then invest in, you know, other
I had
products.
sold prior to this, I had sold like 10 things online. Now we're probably like, I don't know, 400 things.
At least.
Who knows? A lot of things. Yeah. So Danny asked us, what's the most important thing we've learned? I mean, for me, I guess just stay flexible. You know, how to kind of like
a whole different thing on this show, Pedro.
What's that?
Nothing.
Stay flexible.
Stay flexible.
Stay flexible. You know. So and you know, the having the faith to just like go put the money into you know, trusting the research, I guess, just looking up things, seeing how they're selling. We mentioned that earlier, and just say like, why not try it and just go, and then you know, see what happens. And again, you can always return it. Not if you're doing stuff at garage sales, you can't return that. But when you buy stuff from the store, like it's you know, it's worth a shot to try it and just going for it.
I'm coming out with a book. I'm coming out with a book. The title of my book is called The 90-Day Policy. You guys check it out. You guys will see it soon, because I'm telling you, if you're doing retail arbitrage, you have to follow that 90-day policy. At least I do. I mean, if it doesn't sell in 90 days, take it back to the store. It's not going to sell unless it's something that you've been saving up for, you know, over a year that you got on clearance after. One of these holidays, you know, you got it on clearance.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I'm a strong believer on the 90-day policy.
Oh yeah, we had receipts underneath the products that were like, okay, we have 2 days to return these back to Big Lots if they don't sell. You know, we're 2 days away from it, the receipt expiring. You know, we got to go take these back because they haven't moved as much as we thought they would. You know, so yeah, staying organized has been a big part of it too. But I think the thing I've learned is that I can do this. I think for me at first, there was definitely some like confidence issues of I've never done anything else in my life other than music. And so I think I was a bit intimidated and a little scared, to be honest, when we started. But learning actually that if you're willing to work, if you're willing to do the work, anybody can do this. If you're willing to like just put in the time, put in the effort, put in the investment, learn the new skills, and stay hella organized, then anybody can learn to do this. And we really are, I mean, testament to that. It's incredible. Another exciting thing is when we made top seller on eBay like 10 days ago, you know, we sold our first item on eBay May 10th, and we became top sellers. Yeah. About 10 days ago. And they just upped our, we have a basic store too, like just really, you know, and they upped our limits, you know, probably more than we can even fill right now. And, you know, it's been really fulfilling to see that incremental progress, to see the numbers in our sales go up and in our profits go up. You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So,
and
awesome.
this year has been quite a run for a lot of resellers, and I think that the experience that you guys have gained just in these couple months, they're gonna kind of pave the way for your growth, for your business, for the next couple months and even years. Because if a reseller was able to keep up with the velocity of items selling, and then the amount of hustle that you had to be in such a competitive environment these past couple months for retail arbitrage, you guys are going to be set, because it's definitely was challenging times. I mean, for me in the area that I live in Miami, it's very, very competitive. All right. There's tons and tons of resellers, and I had to be the most competitor, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I'm taking with me for the next couple months and the next couple years. So I give my hat goes off to you guys. You know, because just from what you guys have just shared, the run that you've had these past couple months, it's definitely paved the way for the future for you guys in reselling. Even if it's now
we hit the crest of the wave of COVID in that way, like right at the height of it. We knew it was an irregular time, you know, that it was, you know, it wasn't normal seller times. And you're right. It was the baptism by fire. It was like deep into the pool, just like, whoa, my gosh, you know, and
the ocean.
Yeah, it's incredible how fun it's been and how much we've learned.
End of the ocean.
Yeah. So now that it's calmer, we're like, oh man.
Organization, that CJ said organization is hard. And I tip my hat to y'all, because I'm here and I'm looking at your rack system over here, and I'm like, dude, it took me a year to do that. Like, you guys did it right off the bat. You guys went and got a shelf, you put it, you know, but in the beginning it was different. Like, you didn't have that. In the beginning, you guys were tripping over it.
We didn't have time for a while there to be very organized.
We had to be insane. Like, what shelves should we get? And like I said, at first it was like,
no time.
Get everything out of the car and dump it into the middle of the house, and, you know, deal with it later, especially the stuff that we were, you know, partnering with you on Amazon. It was like, you know, we can't mix that with that because he doesn't know about this inventory, and we can't create like that confusion where we get the wrong numbers, because then you oversell what you have, and then you get, you know, dinged or whatever.
And that product doesn't exist anywhere.
So we're like, let's just leave it in this pile in the middle of the house. And you know, trying to collect all of the different shipping materials, like all of the flat rates. It's like, what should we collect? You know, we're asking Alex, like, oh, there's this, like, what's a board game box? Like, what is that?
We were going in the middle of the night to the post office
Yeah,
they
our
had,
post
an
office.
outside
We live
thing.
4 minutes from our post office,
they're
and
the
it's
best.
one of the ones that has like the extended hours. Stays open till 6 during the week.
It's
It stays
huge.
open till 2 on
We're
Tuesdays.
lucky.
And then they have the 24-hour just open PO box like area
with all the boxes,
and they have like
flat
not all
rate.
of them, but they have some of the flat rates there. So we're like we're like, shit, we've just ran out. It's 2:00 in the morning. Let me run over there, go like grab like 4 more large or 10 more large or however many large they have. Just like grab that,
them.
bring it home, and then organizing all of that stuff was, a mission.
Oh, another thing we learned was to befriend our post office workers and be good to them. Like, bring your wagon of stuff, have your end of day, like, be kind.
We have the best. He's 87 years old.
World War II veteran.
Yeah,
Bill.
World War II veteran. He is like falling apart, but he shows up every damn day. And he's the one that takes the packages. He's like, anyone else with like prepaid like packages? We're here.
Some of our products are really heavy.
Yeah, we're handing him some like 50-pound things to ship, and he's like, damn, we're not making any money off of you guys with this flat rate stuff. We're like, the box says 70 pounds, so
yeah, laminate your boxes with all the tape, like so much tape. But yeah, we befriended our post office, and we were really careful to like respect them and always be
call them by first name,
organized, get to know them. Yeah, and they will do everything for you. They'll get those big carts you can take to your car if you have like 100 things.
Learn to use end of day forms so that they don't hate you.
They don't like you when you have an end of day and you have 40 packages, but sometimes when you're selling on different platforms, you can't have one end of day. But yeah, we're really lucky because now they look forward to seeing us, and we're kind of a staple in their day. But there were some points where we were like, oh no, they're gonna hate us. They're gonna hate us because we got close.
I started going to a new post office. I am not going to this post office as by me. I started going to one that's a little bit farther away in Pinecrest area, probably like around like a 15-minute drive from my house, but I don't mind it. Got the friendliest people. They don't care how many packages I take them. They receive them with a smile. You know what I mean?
Nice.
They scan each and every single one. Versus in this one, the lady was giving me a hard time because she didn't want to scan 3 packages because her max was 2. You know what I mean? But since I started going to this other one, the friendliest people. So
good.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, don't be afraid to shop around the postal service, because I mean, there's some of the post offices that we've been to, like when we're in different areas or whatever, and we're like, man, we're definitely not coming back there.
Yeah, but that's
so
good.
we lucked out. The one near us, they've been pretty great, and they help us. They're like, this is something, and they help explain some stuff to us sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, John from Show Me Pickers, he's asking if we're gonna have a song tonight, and we're gonna be closing real soon. And I want to ask you guys to do the Fatman outro for me,
if we remember it.
Yeah.
Lazy fat, he flips no lazy flip, he's fat.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
One thing we can do too is give Alex a link to my YouTube where I've got a bunch of our duets posted. If you want to, if you just look Rachel Eve Holmes on YouTube, Rachel EVE like Adam and Eve and Holmes, that's my YouTube. If you scroll, I've got about 80 videos, but there are 4 or 5 in there that say Rachel Eve Holmes and Pedro Carreras from a production of Carmen we've done together and a production of La Boheme we've done together. That's probably that's our real deal singing. That's, if you want to see us in full productions, that's the place to go. But yeah, we can do the Fatman outro.
Yeah, I would personally love it. I know there's some people in here that would love it, especially Pete Mancuso. He literally plays my video almost every day just to hear the ending. So he'll play my like a video all throughout just to get to the end and listen to that part because he says it's fun. Now, I do want to mention that Lady Luck Junk and Copper State Treasures, they have a show started. It'll be after our show. Danica, if you're here, you can put the link in the chat. Gary, what's up? Mike, what's up? CJ, what's up? We were talking about the postal workers. CJ is a postal worker, and
awesome.
they can go postal. Says Susanna's.
It's funny. We wrote that little outro for Alex in Miami one night, like 2 a.m. We were in the car just laughing, exhausted, and he's like, "Hey, I've got a mic. Why don't you write me a jingle?" And we literally it came out of nowhere.
It was freestyled in the car. We recorded it with my little Rode microphone in the car. And we did a couple takes, but it was just because we couldn't stop laughing and we couldn't get it out. But I think it came out great.
Look, Stu put my YouTube up.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were like more F, like fat. And we just died laughing.
Fat. So, man, there's just so much that like we can talk about, man. Because I mean, you guys went garage selling with me today for the first time. We found we did and it was cool having you guys because like Rachel, you looked up some of the things I grabbed, and Pedro looked up some of the things we grabbed. We spent $40, and there was like $300-$400 in profit.
At least 300.
At least,
yeah.
And that's something that you guys, the couple garage sales we went to were great. Like. And I had to do it. It was fun.
And he bought things in like big lots where if we individually counted all the prices of everything, it was a lot more than the number that the guy threw out when Alex bought a huge amount of things. So the amount of discount was crazy. Watching Alex do that was pretty awesome.
And still waiting to save more money. Throw a number. I was like, would you do 40? Like, yeah.
Sure.
All right, yeah.
2 cents. Will you do 1 cent?
So I want to say this, man. I do want to end the show where it's past 10 o'clock. We have to get dinner. We haven't eaten, and we have very limited time to be able to do that.
You see, we didn't end up talking about food. I knew it.
No, well, key points on this. Look, if you want to expand your business, tell the world what you're doing. Eventually, one day, somebody's going to reach out to you and be like, hey, man, I want to learn what you're doing. And in doing that, we have now also a business relationship where, I make a certain percentage off of what they're not able to sell on Amazon. I sell for them. And they fulfill, they source it, they do the whole thing, and we split the profits. And I make a little money, they make a little extra money, and it's a great way to expand. Just make sure when you do so, especially with Amazon, there are certain restrictions you can put with people, but being that it's my cousin, I gave them full access to my account because I also wanted them to learn, because one of my main goals with this relationship was to have them be able to have the tools to be able to go out on their own and do it on their own and grow their own thing. So that's what they're basically doing right now. I mean, you guys literally went from nothing in resale, like not selling anything, reselling, to eBay, old eBay, never really used, to top rated sellers on eBay. You guys are approaching 6 figures in sales. Like it's mind blowing what you could do if you have the right mindset. And also, you have somebody that really wants the best interest for you. Like they have your best interest in their heart. They want to see you succeed more than anything. If you can find somebody like that, somebody that is willing, that's as excited as you are to actually go out and get it and see you get it, like to somebody that's truly, genuinely invested in you as a person. If you can find that person, and have your little team, because Oscar is that guy for me too, like we're a team, you know what I'm saying? And we push each other, we motivate each other. And that's a key point to this. If you guys out there want to grow, want to push yourself, find that relationships are key. CJ said it last week, and it's very true. Relationships when it comes to business is key. And when it comes to reselling, having a tight little group of people is definitely going to help you succeed. But with them, I learned how I can then do this with other people and we can all make money, and it's great, And
Yeah.
there were some hot bolos, but it's not only about the hot bolos. It's about the consistent bolos. It's about the the long-term bolos. It's about the bolos that are coming in 6 months, And it's about growing. It's about being about holding on to what you got. Don't make a little bit of money, all right, and go spend it, and then be broke and be like, man, like get your money and compound it and make it more money and just keep growing
Reinvest.
your businesses,
Yeah,
and that's what
I mean, we've been incredibly grateful. Like,
yes, Alex,
again, like you're saying, like community is what it's about, and family, like even more. But like Oscar, we didn't know Oscar, and here he is, like chiming in, helping us out with certain things, like shipping stuff freight, where we're like, what the hell even is that?
First freight
How do you even do that? Like, what is that? I think we shipped something freight before Alex did. And thanks to Oscar's help, because we're like, we don't know what we're doing.
We had no idea what we're doing, so thank you.
No idea where to start, but the information's all out there, or there's people out there willing to help you. And like, thank you guys. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Oscar, for all the help that you guys gave us.
John Johnson.
We came into it when things were hot and all of that. And, it helped us go from like beginners to what's even a beginner to just like diving in and be like, oh shit, like what are we doing? Like, all right, let's just keep going. And awesome. You guys like really definitely helped us, mentored us, and gave us like all of the tools. But again, like we also just dove in and we did it. So there's people out there willing to help, and again, like your show,
find a mentor,
other shows out there, which we've watched a little bit here and there of other people, and getting into the community. But that's really what it's all about, is just finding people that care, finding people that are willing to help,
and find people that are doing it right, so that you're following the right steps.
Yeah.
So and I think Copper State is the one that kept saying, hey, sorry, this is the first time we've ever been on YouTube Live. So, hello to anyone that has said hello to us. And sorry if we missed it, but thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I'm excited to go have dinner with y'all now. I mean, we've been eating pretty good since I've been here. And I'm just excited to go eat because I'm hungry. And, thank you, Danica. Thank you, Lisa, for your super chats. Money from Mars, man. We putting in work. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna help them pack and ship the Amazon orders we have this weekend before I leave. So that's what we're gonna do. But I'm definitely gonna help y'all out with that. And no one else could say that. No one else would do that. I'm the only one. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We have a few orders that we just re-upped some inventory that we've been kind of holding back.
Just today, yeah.
And, just today, and it's bing, 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 bing again. So we're back off to the races. So I'm excited, man. Thank you guys for being on with me and Oscar and the chat and telling you.
Check our YouTube.
We really like, we're like, oh, what are we don't know. We're just talking about your experience, and you guys took the show, and I'm happy you did. I think you gave us some good little inspiration. You guys, hopefully there's somebody out there that it sparks something in you again. You know what I'm saying? And it built a little fire, because these people, man, in 4 months, they've done more than I did my whole first year on reselling. And then the thing is that you guys are still learning. So, but you guys are implementing the things that you're learning. So you guys call me sometimes and like, yo, hey, we got a bolo, and it's like, and it's great. And that's the relationship part, man. That's the relationship part. They did it, and now they're learning a little, and now they're throwing bolos at me, and we're throwing bolos at each other. It's fun, and you build that team like that, and everybody rises to the top. So with that being said, Oscar, before they set us off with the final, the final singing thing, you got anything you want to share? Anything you want to say?
I just want to thank them for coming on with us. I think that the experience that they shared with everybody, it's a true testament that that a person that hustles and actually has the desire to grow a business and reselling is capable of doing so if they're applying themselves. So And thank you guys for your kind words, and and everybody else that's watching in the chat. I mean, we're easily reachable. If anybody ever has any questions, you can find us through Messenger or Instagram. We're willing to help with whatever we know, and hopefully be able to help somebody else also. So
Yeah, there's people in this chat that know that for a fact. They reach out to me, I message them. I do my best with getting all my messages, but you're just don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to be honest. Say exactly what you're afraid of something, you're not sure about something. Just ask somebody. Ask somebody that you could, confide in, somebody you've seen do it. So with that being said, Bonnie and Clyde, could you take us out?
Not only is he fat, he flips.
Not only does he flip,
He's fat.
fat man. That was close enough.
That was close enough. It's been a while since y'all sang it.
Yeah. Go to our YouTube. Watch our real opera singing.
Go check out Rachel's YouTube. Go watch her opera singing. You forgot the ukulele, Pedro. You forgot the ukulele.
Next time.
Next time.
That would have been cool.
Shameless plug. This is my nub. Follow him on Instagram at Memoirs of a Nub if you want to laugh.
it's the Nubtagram.
I'll put the link to that in the description after the show. So come back later on today or tomorrow, and I'll have his Instagram in there for Memoirs of a Nub. It's hilarious. It's comedy at its finest. So yeah, definitely go check them out. And we're gonna eat something so we can get some energy to pack some orders or something, or maybe go to sleep early, wake up early, go do some retail arbitrage. Just have some fun, man. Let's get this. Let's do it. And if you're out there, and you're wondering, what, and you got too many excuses, stop making excuses. What are you waiting for? Go out and get it. Go out and get it. It's out there. Until next time, peace, money, love, blessings. Oh, I gotta hit this end broadcasting. Miami, man, it's always